Hi, Miss Kay. How are you doing? We are live, sweetheart. We are live in on Facebook, and I'm going to do your past live reading, and no one can hear you but me, so that you know that I'm wearing a headset. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that anyways. So let's do your past live reading. And the first thing that I'm going to start with, I'm going to see where a little bit you have been in the past reading, okay? And so I'm going to use the past live cards to receive some sort of pointing towards where you were, and I'm going to pick a card for what is today, okay? So that's, I'm going to pick 2 cards out of that deck. I'm going to use a couple of decks for you here to see the balance in between what was. So here is what is coming up. Oops. Here is what is coming up. Wow, this is so interesting. Okay, so and what is today? Let's see. You received 2 flyers for the past. Oops, the cards are flying, Miss K. And for this, what is today? Wow. Jeez. Okay, so let's see now. Let me put the box away. Let me organize myself, and then I'm going to take another card and see what is it that you need to think about. So I'm going to use, first deck is the past lives. The second deck is Crystal Medicine Oracle. I'm going to pick a card from here just to see what you need to think about and work with. And what is it where is it that you're stuck in between when it comes to here and now? And then I'm going to lay out some cards for you. And here is, let's see. So I'm just starting off with the shuffling, and I want you to have in your head as well, have questions in your head, because whatever thoughts that you're going to have is going to come through in your reading, and you're going to receive answers to it. So, think about when I'm doing all the shuffling now, keep that in your mind, okay? Yes, thank you. And Sheena, wow. And Miss K, so what I want you to think about, or to think about as well, is if I get the phone call that I was talking about earlier that might come through, and I need to go and just grab my parcel, I'm just going to run downstairs and get it, and come back and just continue, because they can come at any time, okay? And I don't know when, so that you know that, okay, Miss K? Yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm trying, honestly. Okay, so let's start with the first cards, and let's go to the past. The first thing that you're receiving, I'm going to show this. The first thing that you're receiving, because you can watch it on Facebook Live, sweetheart. You can go to my page and watch. I don't know if you're doing that or not, but you're receiving the Galactic, okay? So this means that there were a lot of, if I am going to just in tune to this, maybe other readers would say something different, but this is just my in tuning. This talks about that there are a lot of things that were not decided when it comes to you, and you had to, it's like you have a lot of things to go through. You're an old soul, and you have a lot of wisdom within yourself, but there were things that were not sort of decided at that time. And then the next thing that you're receiving is trees, which for me stands for wisdom, stands for old wisdom, again, old soul, connected to the nature. So it wouldn't surprise me if you have been some sort of a witch, for an example, or a medicine woman or man, working with herbs and things like that, working with healing, okay? And what is today? Then you're receiving karmic relationships for today, and that's why things are have stopped for you. So it means that you're not using your wisdom from what was, and as your energies were mixed in what was in the past, you need to go through this lifetime in a karmic way. So you're struggling in so many areas at the moment when it comes to life. And this can be into relationships. This can also be into, other things. It can have to do, with health issues. This can have to do with so many things, but there is a struggle for you, Miss K, okay? So this is what is bounding the past and the now. So what I want to take is for the future, what you need to think about, okay? And for the future, you receive, let me just, oh wow, this is so interesting. So for the future and for what is now, what you're receiving is that you need to go within yourself and listen to what comes from within you. You need to learn to trust yourself, try to trust the depth that is in you, because you're an old soul that have so much to give, and you can teach, okay? You can teach, become a teacher if you would, let go of your fears and all that, because you have so much of knowledge within you, and you need to bring out the wisdom that you have been walking with. But you need to balance the wisdom with the mixed energies from your past, that is cosmic, okay? And work on your goals and wishes, which is important for you. And the next thing, trees, use the wisdom that is within you, use herbs to help your body, but also learn to use your gut, because you are spiritual, but you're scared to believe in yourself, and you're scared to use that knowledge today. And as this is karmic for you, this is emotionally, you're emotionally in a way drained, and that's why you get scared and the fears takes over and you're not moving forward. So instead of moving forward, you put yourself like in a jail sometimes when it comes to the feelings and how you proceed with moving forward in life. And you are also learning the lessons in a very hard way. So it means that this lifetime for you have been struggle, and I don't know if it started when it comes to the childhood, but I'm going to put out the cards for that to see how it looks. So we'll put cards for what was around your birth, what is around your childhood, and so on. So let me just put the cards back down away, because now I don't need them anymore at the moment. A little bit of wisdom for you to think about what you receive. Wow. This is the wisdom that you receive to use. And for me, this talks about that you need to be practical in how you do things. You're very emotional, and a lot of emotions are taking over sometimes for you, and you worry a lot. You put a lot of things towards your stomach when it comes to pain and when it comes to what you're going through. And this is emotionally, this tells me that you are very emotional, but at the same time you have a strong belief on that things might be working out, and you take sort of one step at a time. So you're trying to be practical, but sometimes things are just moving forward for you without you being able to plan things. It's like things are happening in a sudden way, and a lot of changes are coming. And when that happens, it's not easy for you to fall through. So let's go into, let's put the spread out for you when it comes to your past. And I'm going to use the Usha Zen Tarot there for the past readings. So let me just shuffle the cards and let's see what you're going to receive. Okay, Miss K, let's see. I'm shuffling the cards just so that we can, let's see, let me just move away some of the other things that I'm going to do, because this is not, oops, let me remove this. Okay, childhood, birth, childhood, teenager, adulthood, and birth, childhood, teenage, adulthood, parenting, and also death. So let's see what you're going to receive. I'm putting out some piles now, and this might be things that you are going to recognize, but this is things that will come up from your past now. And let's see what you're going to, what they're going to talk. I'm just spreading out the cards for you. So let's see, let's walk with the first pile. So around your birth, what it was around your birth is that, oh wow, again you're receiving turning in within, and a lot of, you were, wow, this is so beautiful, because you, around your birth, a lot of things were happening around your parents, around your family, and you were a person that was turned within yourself when it comes to your knowledge, your depth, and so on. And this was emotional, as you are emotional, so this was emotional for you coming into that life, being born. And then you receive this, and for me this talks about, you know, having healing powers, working with your emotions. And again, you know, what I was talking about, being a healer, medicine man, or working with things like that, being spiritual, is what is coming through. And you knew quite early in your childhood, your parents could see that you were a little bit different from other people. But there were also complications sometimes. There were things that there were many around many things where you were not understood in the right way while growing up. And I think that your mother had difficulty while giving birth to you as well. So you were like a small warrior trying to, you know, come through fight your way through to sort of be here. So I don't know if your mom have been close to a miscarriage almost or not, but there were things happening around her before your birth or around your birth that wasn't the most easiest things to go through, and that there were a lot of stress. But when there were calmness, and when she started to use and calm down and not being too so emotional without stressing and so on, then she became very emotional, and you were emotional because you could feel what was happening before. So I think that your mother was struggling in a relationship with someone or around her relationship or family. There were struggles, and so the pregnancy before your birth and all wasn't easy for her to bear. You went through a lot of emotions before your birth. Around your childhood while growing up, things were chaotic around you, and you felt like, oh my God, how should I go through this? And you were, there are times that you were almost blaming yourself for whatever happened, whatever was. You were blaming, you were taking the blame for things that you shouldn't take the blame for, okay? You were trying to use your intuition very much to understand that you could know things before things started to happen for you. You would know and you would understand. And then you were sort of trying to understand what would be, you had expectations out of people, out of yourself, and maybe people had that around you, and people didn't like your way, okay? People had a lot of expectations out of you, and they didn't like your way because of you knowing things before things happening. As the family was, I guess, what is the right word I'm searching for? It's like people were religious, I would like to say. So it's like people, the family wanted to have you under control, and there were a lot of expectations so that you would follow, you know, their footstep and not your spiritual path and so on. And that would be confusing for you. It wasn't an easy thing to go through for you. This was difficult. But at the same time, you were following the flow. You were living in between two worlds. You're following the flow as a child, living in between two worlds and having that trust that everything is going to work out. And you were a person that went through a lot of adventures and a lot of learnings, even if life were not the most easiest thing. So what happened around your teenagerhood, when you were a teenager? You went within yourself a little bit more. You expanded spiritually, but also when it comes to feelings, okay? And you received visions about things and understandings to how things needs to be. You could plan things, you could organize yourself a little bit more. And you started to analyze things around you just to see how people were thinking and why some of them were judgmental towards you, but also towards other people that were in the same position as yourself. And that was very interesting, because you're trying to participate through so many ways and seeing, and you're seeing that a lot of people were following the same pattern, okay? And there are things that you could agree with their patterns and so on, but there were things that you felt that you were drawn to in a different way. So you knew that your path was completely different. So you try not to project what other people were projecting. You try to make a change so that life would sort of uh, walk with you. And then you worked through your emotions and you follow the stream, you follow your own path, and you did break through a lot of things, even if it was difficult for you. And when you did that, I feel that there were anger towards you from family, from even neighbors and so on. So it wouldn't surprise me if people marked you in some way, like, yeah, it's like you were not following their path in how they were living, believing, traditions, especially when it comes to belief and how you were expanding yourself. So it's like you were looked down at as a human being, okay? So when you came into adulthood, okay, when you started to walk and build your own relationships and maybe even family, what you went through is you went through new possibilities that you did take towards yourself as a person. You're very creative, you were very strong, and you were not scared to show your strength and what you wanted. But you were also a person that could be impulsive, but were very true to yourself, to your heart, and to the people around. You were trying to treat people in a gentle, positive way, even if you yourself did throw yourself out there a little bit too much, being a little bit too impulsive. But harmony was very important for you to have, and to have that balance. And that is something that you were striving for as life were emotional. And I believe that when you yourself became a parent, you're trying to give your children the freedom that you didn't have, and you're trying to teach them a different way of thoughts and thinking, so that they would have another picture of how life is and what spiritual was about, so that they would not just hang themselves up on, for an example, Christianity or whatever religion you were in that life. Okay. And then you decided to share your knowledge. So you helped a lot of people, on your path. You helped a lot of people. And this can be through herbs, through some sort of healing. And that helped you to sometimes give yourself time also to find yourself in between, because you didn't fit in the normal world and all that. So you were walking in between. So you were feeling sometimes that, where am I? Where do I belong? So there were always a question too, that I'm not belonging here. This is wrong for me. I'm not at home. And that's why you received the galactic card in the beginning, because you couldn't find yourself at home. So you might come from another planet if you believe in things like that, because there are people that believe. I believe that there are other planets and other lives, like the star children, the Pleiadians, and so on. So this was difficult for you to walk through, I believe. So let's see what happened around your death. Before that, you were sort of taking the life for what it was, day by day, not rushing, stressing yourself. You were communicating with people. There are a lot of people always coming towards your home, and you were always trying to find the wholeness around you, trying to find people that wouldn't use you, but also would see you for who you were, not for what they wanted to make you towards. And that could be confusing, because when you met people that were higher ranked, they want to always try to put you in a drawer somewhere, which didn't fit you. And as they were trying to do so, you tried to show them that it wasn't like that. You showed them that you could think ahead of them, and that is something that would make that would put you in trouble. But at the same time, you shared your knowledge to the people that were closest to you. That could have been your children. You shared your knowledge. I don't know if it's through typing or through, speaking and teaching, but you gave that knowledge, and you went and you did breakthrough and let go of a lot of sorrow that you were holding on to. So when you were going to pass, you did release a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness away from your shoulders, but you also let your knowledge, shared your knowledge to the ones who were closest to you, that could be your children, and that wasn't maybe easy for them to bear, but at the same time you freed yourself. Okay, so let's see what will be so this is your past a little bit before dying. So or actually, yeah. So now let's go and see what is going on today around your life. Let's see what is going around your life today. Let me just make some space here. Now I'm going to use I think it is the Wizard's Tarot. Let's see what is today for you. What is going on today with all this knowledge? So let's see what is going on today and how your life has been today up till what will be as well. I'm going to go through all the things in the same run, but now in today's life. Okay, so let's see. So what happened around your birth in this life? So what happened was that there were you were a child that was planned when it comes to your parents. It's like you were like a dream for them, and it's like your mom was waiting. It's like there was joy, there was happiness into knowing that you're going to come, you're going to be there in among the family and all that. But I'm also seeing that your mom knew that you were quite special as well. And I don't know if your mom was into spirituality a bit, but what I'm getting with this is that she would know some of the things before happening. So she is sort of carrying a little bit of that, but it's nothing that she would talk about or share a lot. It's like things that she was withholding maybe from other people around. And there were complications as well. I'm not saying that everything was just, easy, but there were complications around her birth and around her pregnancy. But she was trying to balance things in between, which was important. and she was always she was receiving guidance from people around her. It's like there were people around her that was helping her through things, um, to see things and to give her some space and peace, but also advice. And she would take that, space and advice and all that from people around, but she would always also follow her own path, which was important for her. Okay, so let's see what went on around your childhood. Around your childhood, you had to go through a lot of choices. Here we have choices again. So you went through a lot of choices, and you have been having difficulty making up your mind into things, and you again have been taught to think in one way, which you rebel against, because you didn't want to think within the box. You wanted to think outside of the box, and that wasn't the most easiest thing. And you had to work so hard to make things all right around you when it comes to your childhood. You felt like your childhood wasn't the most easiest thing. It was challenging for you. There were times that you're trying to give yourself time to have that understanding, to understand and to see how to land in everything, how to understand what is going on around you, so that you wouldn't throw yourself out there without thinking things through. And you're always trying to be close to earth, close to close to earth, balance things within as a person, as a child. And then you're also trying to have, big dreams, plans on what to become, and you were drawn to a little bit all sorts of things. You were having trouble deciding what you should be and not become, what you should be and not be. And that was difficult, because when you find yourself in, it's like you were a dreamer, you were a romanticer, but at the same time, relationships were not the most easiest thing for you to see and to make the choices. It was a little bit difficult from the beginning. What went along when it comes to your teenagerhood is that you're trying to balance your feelings, you're trying to have an understanding, and you knew that you had to let go of a lot of things that you didn't need in life. You need to separate from things, and you felt like you're walking as a blind person, not understanding how to move forward away from things that you don't feel at home with. So again, that not feeling it at home, trying to find yourself, trying to have that understanding, being blind, was it difficult for you, and this made you to make choices that were a little bit too fast. Sometimes you didn't think things through all the times, and that put you sometimes in discussions with people, and some people would agree, some people would have argued with you because of what you went through at that time. And so this is your teenagehood, but you were trying to have an open mind, and you're trying to be again down to earth, to see how things are going to you again you felt more close to the nature and to the animals than what you did when it comes to the humans and so on. I can also see that you were very emotional at that time. A lot of emotions was going on, and you would spill your emotions out into the nature. I don't know if you had a dog or a cat or some animal, maybe even, it doesn't have to be real, but it could have been a doll, it could have been something, but still you would share things with something that others wouldn't know. So you kept your path for yourself as while growing up, and you knew that you had to put a lot of effort and a lot of work into, if you wanted to become something, you had to free yourself to do so, and you knew that your life wouldn't be easy to walk through and to do so, because of what you need to work through. And you did it. You did. And you, even if you felt lonely, even if you had to look within yourself to understand and, you know, gain your knowledge that you have deep within yourself, and you would feel lonely, you did put up with the work and you worked with it, and things were, you know, started to work out in a very positive, good way. Romantically, I think that people were drawn to you, and I think that you were drawn to people as well, but I think that you were a little bit careful. I'm not seeing a person who is throwing herself in arms just like that and just, you know, finding herself in relations from one to another and so on. I'm not getting that pattern with you. I'm feeling that if you were interested, you would, you know, you would observe that person, see how that person were, how that person would do things, commit to things, how that person's view and thoughts were, and so on. So that was something that, you know, you early in your teenagerhood would think about, because you were more mature than other people, and that's why you had trouble to finding friends around you at that time as well, because of you feeling that you were a little bit different. So the friends that you have, I'm not seeing them being many, but you had quite few friends, but the friendship between you and them were, you know, in an honest, good way. So when you started to build up family, let's see, when you stepped into relationships, sweetheart, you went through, I'm going to use a bad word, but you went through a hell. In the beginning, the relationship was good, but you met a person who loved to have control over you and who would tell you how you should proceed, how you should live, what you should do in life and not do, and all that. And that was difficult for you. And you were trying to find the positivity, you're trying to make the relationship whole, even if you were going through difficulties. I don't know if you were beaten psychology in a psychological way, or if you're beaten in reality, I mean by hand. It can be both as well, but you went through a relationship that wasn't easy, and I think that this person did things behind your back, and when you get to know and find out, that did hurt you, but at the same time you felt that you had to free yourself. And a lot of things explode at that time for you and around you, and you had to free yourself. And it wasn't the most easiest thing for you to do, because you had to go through a new start, which wasn't easy. And there were people around you that were trying to help you coming through this difficult situations that you were in. So this was difficult for your children to go through. And can I just ask a question? Do you have one or two children? Because I'm getting two children around you. One of them, you have two children, because both of them are very strong. Okay, both of them are very strong, but quite so different from one another. It's like day and night in a way of thoughts. And one of them is going through a difficult time at the moment, and is going through the karmic situations that you have gone under, okay? And that's why this child is having difficulty with life and making the choices. And sometimes this child will lack himself within, just like you used to do in your past life and also as a child and teenager, lock himself like in a jail when it comes to thoughts and feelings. And this is difficult for you to handle, because you're trying to be there, you're understanding what the child is going through. You can understand and see, and you would like to do so much more, but you're being pushed away. You're not being, it's like the child doesn't want to receive your help. It's like they want to resolve this on their own, but there is so much of frustration. And I don't know if this child have been suicidal or having thoughts about letting go of life, because I feel it, and I feel so much of sorrow and sadness within, but also frustration again. So it's not easy. This is something that is going on, continuing going on, but in a different perspective way, because for you it was with the religion, with the belief, and what was going on in your past life. For this child is a little bit more about who am I, where do I come from, again going back to the cosmic path, and so on. So what will be what will be when you're going to grow a little bit older from now and to when you're going to grow a little bit older. So you're going to summon yourself together, you're going to break through, you're going to receive, it's like money is coming on its way, you're going to go through some sort of just situation. I don't know if you have been through a court situation or not, but you're going to find yourself in a just situation that will be good. You're going to receive money. You're going to be able to save up some money, starting all over from a new beginning, and letting go of things that you don't have to be bound to, and also helping, those around you, giving you, even if the money maybe won't be a lot, but still you're going to have in your heart to share and give, because that's how you are. That's how good person you are, because you can't just take things for yourself. You can't be selfish. So you're going to try to share. So you're going to give to the people that have maybe been there around you, helping you, but also, for example, to your children. But don't forget to keep things for yourself. When you get stuck, sometimes because you do, and you're having willpower trouble sometimes within yourself, because it's like two parts of you will, have this communication within, especially when it comes to feelings and trust towards other people and so on. Try to balance that, follow your gut in this area and this situations, because you can make this, you can make things work. There is going to be someone stepping into your life, believe it or not, someone stepping into your life wanting to be there to support you, but also to sort of start some sort of a relationship. But I think that is going to start off for you as more as a friendship in the beginning than a relationship. But this person is going to be strong-willed, okay? So you need to, maybe your life is still and so on. Life with this person will not be, because things are going to happen around you. And sometimes you're going to be tired and a little bit drained because of how things are going to be. But at the same time, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy and grow in it. So yeah. So what will be around, I don't know if we should go around, the time when you're going, to go around, to be around the death. Do you want to go through that part, or should I just let it go? What do you say, Miss Kay? I'm not going to predict when you're going to pass away. I don't do things like that. No. Do you want to go through, when you become older and how life will be and where you will be at, or do you want me to skip that part? That's up. Oh. Oh. That's exactly what I've been talking about a little bit, but when it comes to your past and when it comes to even today as a childhood for you. So I guess that resonated with you. Well, let's see. So what will be when you get older? You're going to work with your emotions and free yourself from a lot of things that you have been holding on to. You're going to find justice in all that, and also you're going to have someone around you who is going to be there, help you through things. One of your children is going to have, you're going to have discussions, arguments sometimes, but at the same time, you're going to show love and emotions and show that you can understand what that child is going through. So there is going to be tears, but joyful tears in between you and that child as well. and there is going to be a male within you, within your life, in your life, helping you through, so that you can be strong, like a pillar, okay? And you're going to be peaceful. You're not going to find yourself having difficulties when it comes to the economical situation. You're going to relax yourself emotionally, and you are going to let go of a lot of sorrow when it comes to, before passing, letting go of your nightmares and things, because you're a person who is always asking to be understood, who is always asking to have that strength, who is always who wants to grow at the same time, but also to let go of the heaviness that you're carrying. And this is something that you're going to ask for before passing, so that you don't have to carry this, karma again within next life. But as you see, some of the things that came through in your cards talks about, that there is similarities here and there. And now, could you understand some of it? And I know that the people that is listening to your reading is not going to hear you. It's only me hearing you. But could you understand things from your childhood up till, today? And yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you for confirming about the birth then. That's good, because this is something that came through both in your past cards, but also in your present cards as well, about your birth, that there were complications. Okay, I'm listening. Yes. Uh-huh. Exactly. Can I, Miss K, can I put you on the speaker so people can hear you talk, tell this? Is it okay? Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Uh-huh. It's just me hearing you now. So you mean, wait, explain Miss X so that I understand perfectly. What do you mean by that? It's only me who's listening to you now. Okay, yeah? Yes. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I gotcha. Okay, no, no, no. No, no. He's live. He's live. Yes, this is karmic, and this is something that he's carrying. This is something that I have been carrying from you, from maybe your mother. I didn't look at your parents. I could have done that just to see, put cards on your parents itself, and do that. I didn't do. I just did look at your chart and your way of living life through the life, both what was past and what is today. So yeah. So is it okay if I put you on the speaker and other people can hear this as well? Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Mm. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. I know that you're misjudged, and I know that you feel different when it comes to people, and how you're being treated. I can understand because I can see that you started off in your earlier life. You had this pattern with you already, so it's something that you're carrying with you, and that's why you feel closer to the trees, closer to the animal and the natures. I'm not surprised at all to hear that. It goes along with your reading, and you're not strange, but it's you who is being misunderstood. It's people who are on lower levels than what you are, and that's why they are not understanding you, and that's why you're being judged for who you are today as well. So the best thing that I would tell you when it comes to being judged by other people and so on, don't care. I know it's easy for me to say don't care, but trust me, you know something? They are not the ones that go through this. They are not the ones that knows what is in your heart, what you feel. It's you who knows it. It's you who feels it, and it's you at the end who is, oops, sorry, who is suffering. And you shouldn't do that. Don't do that towards yourself, because you're hurting at the end yourself, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Exactly. Exactly. I understand you. Yeah. Well, the best thing when it comes to your spirituality is that you need to give yourself some time. Don't let your fears take over, because this is a pattern that you have had with you. And just because not finding yourself at home with family, with people, being judged and all that, that can be something that can be heavy upon you, and to take the new steps towards your goals. So you that's why I say don't care for other people's thoughts on upon you, how you are and how you are not, because who are they to judge you? And people can be cruel sometimes, uh, just because of their just because so that they can have their own way done through in so it's easy to step on someone instead of raising someone up, picking someone up. It's easier to step on someone. So people is jealous today. People have trouble um, being happy for one another. If someone will see that, oh, you're spiritual, or oh, you're good at sewing, or instead of being joyful in heart and saying, wow, you're doing an amazing job and work and all that, they will be jealous of you because of the way that you are. And that itself will send negativity towards you. So, and instead of being joyful, because whatever they are mirroring, they can do it themselves if they put their mind and thought into it. Because everyone can do whatsoever. No one is, I believe that no one is better than the other. Everyone has a gift, and everyone is using it more or less. uh, but I don't believe on stepping on people. I believe that we should raise people up and rise people up and seeing them grow and expand and so on. So if I were you, I would start with the nature, and don't be sad, if people think that you're mad because you're sitting close to a tree and receiving a lot of energy, because, tree wisdom is one of the eldest wisdom that you can receive. And they speak. If you learn just to listen, you will receive so much. And the trees do communicate. The plants, the whole earth communicates if we just take time to listen and so on. And we will receive, power, healing, but also calmness. I mean, when I go out with my dog, I will not pass a tree and not knowing that I have passed a tree because of the energy field. I feel it so strong, so don't be other sad because of people putting you down there, because I know that there are loads of other people who does the same, who will go out to nature, even hug trees, talk to them loud. I do that. I'm one of them, and I don't care what other people think, if they will think me as a crazy lady or not. They can do that. That's their way of seeing, because they don't know better than that. They haven't learned better than that. So start off with the nature, and then what you can do is start off slowly, with the people that you feel drawn to, that you would like to give a message to, if you feel that something is going to occur. When you have a premonition, say in smaller words that, hey, I feel this. This is what my God is, saying. I don't know if this is correct. Okay, you can take it in a smooth, beautiful way, but still let your message through to the one that needs to hear the message. Because when you do that, they can themselves, see if they should listen to you or not, and how they are going to respond and react to your message, and how they are not going to. So, you leave it up to them. You put the ball in their hands. You don't have to carry that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, books are great. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, you're welcome. Absolutely. Can I put you on the speaker, Miss K? Because people wondering, what is she saying yes to? Can you say that again? Let's see now. Let's see. I need to just see what I'm doing. Okay, so now you're on the speaker, okay? Yeah. So now people can follow the conversation. So you can tell, about the book and about the nature, and how did all this resonate with you, the reading, and could you understand some of the things from the past till what is happening around you today?
I understand it all. And the sad thing is that I was slow commercial. What do you say? Punishing myself because what's wrong with me? Shit, I'm different, and it took a while until I really understood that this is okay. This is me. And people said to me, "Oh, did you say that to him? It was the king." Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like anyone else.
Exactly.
And my way to survive, because it hasn't been easy. You mentioned all the emotional stuff, and I'm very emotional, and it's hard sometimes. But the way for me to survive was to look up in the stars. I used to go as a little girl, look up in the stars and say, "Oh my God!"
Here comes the cosmic.
The cosmic.
Yeah.
And then I loved all the animals. I talked to them. I hugged the trees. That was the way for me. It is the way to survive. I need it. I must have it. And then I don't like to sit in this bunker full of mold and the envious neighbors and whatever.
Uh-huh.
I have to go. I want to run just out, even if I have to live in a tent. But I must. I have to go forward. But also, that I felt so strong with you when you speak about all this is that I feel a connection with the Indians. And as I told you, I was not a speaker. We read the book of Bear Heart.
Yeah.
And every time I start reading it, oh my God, I think,
yep.
Oh, I thought I remembered. Was it like this? I mean, it's something new every time. And the way they speak when they sit together in a tipi or whatever to give advice to someone, perhaps they sort of speaking in metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's the best way to reach a person, I think.
Yeah.
I hope you understand metaphor.
Yeah. Absolutely. I absolutely understand you. Yeah.
So otherwise you put them like no one put baby in a corner. No, not like that. But they go to defense.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, if you have walked the path and gone through, because everyone, no one's life is perfect. Each and everyone have carried things, and some more, some less, of course. But we learn and we grow, and we learn to have a different understanding towards people. And if we have been there ourselves, and even worse through, going worse through the situation in a different way, but hard, we are going to always build up an understanding, a different understanding, a deeper understanding towards other people. And that's, I guess, that is what you're feeling when it comes to from me. And I don't know how other readers do when they do, but I mean, this is just me. I'm just being myself, no more nor less. Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Well, but it's interesting to hear, and I love that you did confirm about the stars, the trees, the animals, the difficulties that you have gone through when it comes to the childhood, teenager. Could you understand that part when it comes to while being in a relationship and all that? Could you understand all what I was talking about?
Yeah. It was actually a mix, because it has to do with two men.
Ah, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So, and the last man there, he really shut down my heart.
Oh.
So hard. It really was. I lost myself completely. And I'm struggling to open it.
Yeah.
Shine bright again, and don't put the blame on me. My father was a controlling person to force me to do this and that. Don't ask why, just do it.
Exactly.
But 2 days before, after he passed in March, he came to me in a strong vision. I saw him completely bright and clear, with his tears.
Oh, he was asking for sorry.
He wanted to have my forgiveness.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I couldn't. I never stood up for you, and you were bullied. With your
hard out. Yeah.
Oh my God. And he said, I can't understand why I didn't stood up for you.
Yeah.
And he also actually said about my sister, the rest of my family. I have no contact with them anymore. I have tried my whole life. And he said, this is your time now, remember. And you're going to get some money from me, but hold on to them. This is yours now.
Oh, so you received the confirmation there as well. Yes. Wow, that's so beautiful.
It was a special song he wanted on his funeral. And I told the priest all of this because he came and told me what we were going to do. And I told him, I know you are a priest, and maybe you don't believe this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I have an order up from my father, and he looked at me, trying to have a poker face. I don't care. I am that. That's the way I am in that. When it comes to that, I just do it, and people say, "What did you say that to the doctor? Did you do that?" Yes, I did. Is it wrong?
No, because just because they are a doctor or they are the king or whoever they are, doesn't make them any bigger than you and me, because they have a heart. If you put a knife through their hand, they will bleed. If you cut them, they will bleed as much as you and me will bleed. So just because they have a title doesn't make them anything more special than you and me. They are just same. I have met people like that through life, all sorts of people, so I know what you're talking about, and I can understand you. And I would not change, something. I prefer to live a poorly life in the way I do, and joyful life, instead of having all that, having the fame and all, and being so idiotic dumps and selfish. I prefer, to be the little human then.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were not on speaker. We talked about. I said about these jealous people and people whatever ego, and we talked about. How come that people always remember the bad things you do and not the good things? And that's my motto today. And just now, that's why I mention it, because it came from heaven. A message. So I hope everyone that's listening can take that to their heart. And that is, we are going to change this now. Yeah. We are going to look for only good things in each person we see from now and on. That's what we are going to remember. It just came, and I have to say it, so spread the word.
Yeah, and we need to pick, our positivities up instead of putting each other down, which a lot of people do. So yeah, there is a change going on in all around the world. Change. A lot of people awakening. Some have already and is struggling with the with the thoughts and feelings and themselves as human beings. But But thank you for sharing that, and I hope that people did consider. Will consider that, but I think that they are going to because they know themselves that there is a change coming on, and the changes that are coming on is going to be challenging, and that's why we have to be optimistic and positive. And when, I believe that the more light workers, the more healers that works together, do things together, the better the world, will become. And in this time it's needed because there are so many things that is going on that is out of control, and we can help if we put our minds together, if we put our prayers together, if we put beliefs together. It doesn't matter what color of skin you have, as long as you are open with an open heart. People will say, oh, my God is best, or no, my religion is the real, you're fake. No, every religion has something to come with. It doesn't matter. But I believe that if you pray, if you talk to the Creator or God or whatever you want to, you're going to be listened to, because the Creator sees, Mother Earth knows, Father Sky knows. Our hearts, they know, they can feel if we are true, if we are fake, if we are, adding, whatever, they will know, they will, and by the way that we are and what we give is what we'll receive. So absolutely. But yeah, the changes that is coming is not going to be easy. I don't want to even go into that, because what I know about the changes, it's in a way it scares me, to be honest. Yes, it does. I feel in my spine, I feel the fear, but at the same time I'm trying not to take and let that over, because even if it's going to be difficult, I think that we who are strong and who knows will lift other people up, will lift them up, and those people who will not survive the changes, we can't lift everyone, but we can try to lift as many as possible and help as well. So yeah, that's I agree with you. So Miss K, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. I just felt when I saw you liking my thread where I was talking about that I'm going to do a past life reading, I just felt like, yes, because I was thinking about I'm going to do one, for someone who absolutely needs it now. And I was so drawn in that thought, in that feeling. And when my speech read your name, I was like, yes, here she is. This is the one. So I messaged you like a crazy lady.
Well, we had some help for sure, because I was just start printing Ash, and then it came a message.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, we were connected. Absolutely.
So I'm so, I can't even express. I can only say thank you.
Oh.
And to sum it all, it's waiting a new apartment for me, or a house to rent, preferably near nature. I think you said that.
Uh-huh.
And then so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Keep the light inside.
Absolutely. You keep it up, girl, and keep on being stubborn, keep on walking, keep on teaching, learning, because as I said, we learn till we die. No one is, a master of anything. I don't believe it. When people say, oh, I have become a Reiki master, or I have become this and that, for me that is bullshit. I'm sorry to use my language, because it doesn't say. A human can say, but a human can misjudge. I have seen a person who said not so long time ago that, oh, I am a Reiki master, and I wonder how she did receive her degree, because it didn't go along with that at all. And that person who gave her that must have been blind. That's all I can say. That's why I say, when my guides will tell me, Asha, you have mastered this, or you have done this in a very good way, then, only then, I'm going to be honored and thankful, because I'm going to know that, yes, this is correct, because your guides will know better than what a human will know. Even if human can help you, some people can lift you, help you. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but your guides is, everything. For me, my guides are everything. I'm thankful to having them, for having them, and for receiving all the knowledge and help and everything that is, going on, and also, yeah. So I'm not going to.
Exactly what you mean, and if I had 1 minute more, I would share something very, very.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Share.
Yeah, my mom about. Let me see. It was in the 90s. My youngest. Okay. So anyhow, my mother had 15 more years to live after this thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I lived out in the bush. She lived in the city.
Okay.
She was sick, and I used to drive back and forwards to help her. And in the end, I just said, "Look, Mom, you need to go to the hospital." I knew she was afraid. She was so afraid.
Yeah.
But I took her there because that was the right thing to do. And then they kept her, and she had a CPR. Is that right? Like you got a bad infection in blood.
Oh my goodness.
Sepsis.
Yeah.
Like well, anyway, she was so sick, and one day. I went to see her, of course, back and forth from my country home.
Mm-hmm.
One morning I woke up and I had so someone were calling me from upstairs.
Yeah.
And said, you are going to the hospital now. So I arranged with my little daughter and my and whatever. So I went there, and when I came to open the first front door to the ward, everything went light around me, and I didn't even remember. I just remember it was so light, and I went into her, and I met my sister that had arrived from.
Yeah.
And she said, "It's no meaning you are here." Oh, well, she don't like me, so it doesn't matter. But they said, "All hope is out." So I'm leaving now. Okay. Bye. I said bye. Went in to Mom. She was unconscious. I don't know how long I was sitting there. I must have felt asleep, but I had put my hands on her.
Yeah.
And I woke up from a blurring, and I heard a voice. She said, "Jesus." So I woke up. And then she turned around and she said, "Kay, are you here?"
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And she told me afterwards, because I almost forgot, she said I had told her that when noon, you are, well, you are, I almost started to cry.
Oh.
And they said, I spoke to the nurses and doctors later, and they said, we don't know what happened. She's free to go home.
Oh, wow. So I believe that, as I said, I believe that you have been a witch or medicine woman or something, and I believe that you give a healing. You helped her. You helped her through in her most difficult time. You helped her.
Yeah, probably.
And if you wouldn't go. She would not be the extra 15 years living, you know.
No,
so you give her extra time.
Yeah, and I think that's so I can't express.
Yeah,
that's love. That's so big.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Big.
It is absolutely.
And, so I don't know. I don't. I work with crystal healing, but that was many ages ago. It wasn't my thing. I if I feel something, I just do it, and I've been led to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Well, let me share some. You know, when I hear you talk about this, I'm thinking about. My brother had a neighbor, and his, I think, was grandma, or if it was his mom, I'm not sure now which, but an older lady. I think she was a grandma. Was she, or was she the mother? Well, I don't remember, but either a mother or grandma. Anyways, he stopped me. I had been to their house because they asked me to come and do cleansing, and also to do reading and all that. And so I've been there, and I have met the lady and all. And he stopped me one day and said, please, I know that no one can, but I know that you can. You can make miracles. And I said, no way. What are you talking about? And he said, yeah, I believe in you. And my mom, I think it was his mom anyways, she asked for you to help her, to come to her home, to give her some healing so that she can have that extra week, so that, you know, the rest of the family can come from outside the countries to say goodbye to her. And I was like, is he crazy? That was my thought. Is he crazy? Are you not? How can a person hold another person alive? I mean, it's impossible, is what I thought. This was the first time I did do anything like that. I have done it afterwards as well, but that was my first time. And he opened up my eyes to that it's possible. But I felt at that time that he was a nut. And I didn't know that I was going to do it. And I said, look, I don't make any promises because I have never done anything like that. And I don't know if I will be able to do that as well. You're asking the impossible out of me. And I don't see myself as anything special or not. So I can understand where you're coming from. So I went to the home. I did talk to his mom or his grandma. I think it was his mom anyways. And I gave her healing. And I was sending her healing for a couple of days. And the family came to say goodbye, and you know, they have the time to do that. And the next time I did do the same thing was when my dad was going to pass, and my sister was going to come, which she never did, but I was keeping him alive through healing. I was emptying myself completely. So what was that his body, every organ, nothing was working. The only thing that was working was just his heart, nothing more. And the doctors couldn't understand how he could survive for a week without other organs not working, like peeing, like the rest, everything else and so on. But so I know what you mean. I have done this 2 times, and it's incredible. Even if he, I didn't give him extra life, but I gave him a little bit extra time to wait, and the same goes for the lady. But I know how it is. But I saved a dog. From being put down, and a couple of extra years. I have done that as well. So I know what you mean. I know where you come from, because I can understand that. I can understand you, because when you do something with your heart, and if you believe everything is possible, anything is possible, people just have to remind themselves that nothing is impossible, that every problem has a solution, and we have to believe, absolutely believe.
Yeah, and also that you being used, they want, Spirit wants to use you because they know who you are.
Absolutely.
I think it's so, I don't know, I can't express it. It's just
I know. So, Miss Kay, thank you for the opportunity and to do this. It was fun. I enjoyed this session with you, and I look forward to the other sessions. I think that there are 7 spots left for this to receive this same session as you're hearing now, and and so on. So there are, I think, 7 spots left so you can get yours if you want to, anyways. So I'll wish each and everyone a great day, morning, evening, night, whatever the time might be, and blessings and hugs, and be safe out there. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the live feed